back in April or May of this year, we reported on DALL-E 2 being released. Several months later, we reported on it becoming commercially available. And now DALL-E 2 is being deployed in at least one specific case study and use case in product design. So VentureBeat this past week illustrated an example, really concrete example of how DALL-E 2 is being integrated into an existing product in the fashion industry to essentially augment product designers. So a startup called CALA, C-A-L-A, sells a digital platform that helps fashion professionals design clothing lines. So, picking designs for any type of apparel you can think of, designing it, and then eventually selling that product. And they announced recently, as VentureBeat reported, that their customers can now use DALL-E 2 within the platform to actually generate product designs and or tweak existing designs. So an example here would be like, you can go into this platform and say, I want to design a hoodie. And you can use DALL-E 2 to actually type in things like, I want the hoodie to be made of dark and delicate velvet. I want some sewn logo patches on it. Show me some variations. And then CALA, this platform, will actually generate 6 different example product designs. And you can keep regenerating designs. You can take a design you like and tweak it further. I mean, we knew from the moment we tried out DALL-E 2, stuff like this would become possible. It is stunning to me that we're 6 months out from the thing even being released, and suddenly startups and major companies and major job roles within marketing, sales, and product are starting to use this for these types of concrete product design use cases. So, Paul, what were your thoughts on kind of this use case for the fashion industry and just in general in product design?
I think that it is inevitable. I mean, it was inevitable, as you said. Like, we looked at it like, wow, this is going to affect everything. I remember shortly after I got access to DALL-E 2, so this is probably in like late May, early June, I had an architect friend over looking at doing an addition on my house, and we were trying to visualize how it would look. Like, there was this specific thing my wife wanted to put off the back of the house, and there was complexities around like the wires and the blenders and all this stuff. And so here's this architect, and who I would have to pay to sketch this up for me and think about all the challenges of it, and basically come back to me with, here's what would be possible. And in the moment, I'm thinking, I don't know that this guy's going to be needed in 5 years, like maybe 3 years. Like, if someone, because again, I'd seen what DALL-E 2 could do, and it's very, very early versions. And I was immediately thinking, well, architecture is natural. I upload a picture of my house. So I would like to put an orangery off the back or whatever the thing was. And I'd like it to be 20 feet by 40 feet. And I'd like the roof to be like peaked this way. And I'd like 10 windows. No, make the windows big. Like, in my mind, I'm prompt engineering the design I want. And I'm relying on this person to draw it for me and to sketch it. But if you trained DALL-E or you used their API and it was capable of doing design of homes with all these specifications, and all I had to do was prompt it as changes. Now show with more brick, add stone here, and it could just do it. Immediately, again, like a month or two into DALL-E, you could see a day where that would be absolutely done. Like, all it takes is a training set. It takes tuning the model to be able to do architecture or shoe design or clothing design or whatever else you can imagine that you need to do, landscaping, interior design, anything. And so I do think, and I believe our last topic will get into sort of this vertical idea. I do think that the near future of the application of these models is domain specific. It is, the models right now are very general. So the ability for GPT-3 to create language, you go get Jasper, Copy.ai, or Writer, or any of these, Go Charlie, any of these writing tools, they're trained in a kind of a very general way. They're based on the GPT-3 model that's general in nature. It's not domain specific and not trained on a core set of things that are specific to an industry or something. Same with image technology. It's trained on just general data. But if you take it and tune it to a specific industry or use case, like apparel design or product design, it would seem to me that the possibilities are almost infinite. And every one of those use cases does have a trickle down effect on the people whose job, the knowledge workers whose job it is, and whose careers have spent gaining the expertise to do their job. It's possible that a lot of the work they do in the future is actually training and tuning the models that intelligently automate what they used to do. I don't know. I mean, again, it's the Shutterstock idea. Shutterstock was a stock photography company, and then they used their billions of images, or however many images it is, to train the DALL-E 2 model. Like, so their images became the training data. And so I just think that this is where the real innovation is going to happen. It's where billion-dollar companies are going to be built, is narrow applications of these generative models applied to whole kinds of industries and use cases. And it's really just as much as your imagination can go. It's take your domain knowledge and figure out, how can I apply a generative model to what I do? And those are the people who are going to win. There's going to be business people and creative people and leaders who refuse to accept that AI can do their job. And that's fine. You have that choice. But I really just think that at the end of the day, AI is going to have these capabilities, whether you want it to or not. And we're going to have this next 5 to 10 year window where the people who embrace it and accept it and figure out what to do about it are going to build massive value. And the other people just gradually won't be able to create the same value that they create today without it.